as both a fake hero and as a villain, and I did like the fight scene between Spider-Man and Mysterio. Overall, I think this film is okay. Not a personal favorite, but I understand the love, and it's alright. Just, with me at least, not one of my top 5 is not one of the greatest for me, but I do understand the love. It's not a bad film, just not for me. Okay? We good? Alright. Now, number 8. Spider-Man Free. Yeah. Alright. So, unlike Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, which I had seen plenty of times, I had 2 DVDs back to back, and I grew up with those films. I only saw Spider-Man Free briefly once on TV, and I never knew anything about it, and I was curious to know what happened in this film, and eventually I hear that Spider-Man Free was bad, and then I eventually convinced my mom to get a DVD of Spider-Man Free. Yeah, did a rhyme. And after finally watching it, I thought it was okay. This film was pretty much my introduction to characters like Venom and Sandman, next to another proper introduction of Venom being in the Ultimate Spider-Man game on DS. I love that game. Probably the most underrated Spider-Man game. But anyways, I see the problems of this film, and the pacing does not work, and there are too many villains. Harry has been established since day one, and has gotten further development in the second film, and had he just been the main villain, it would make sense. Sandman is a pretty relatable character, and Thomas Hayden Church is absolutely fantastic as Sandman, and his scenes make me want more of him. And had he just been the villain, or just him and the Vulture as it was supposed to be originally, it would make sense. And with the symbiote, I think it would work for the film if Harry and Sandman weren't the villains. Because it pretty much shows Peter Parker becoming more arrogant and being the opposite of himself, and the symbiote works as that. It's pretty much the opposite of who Spider-Man is and who Peter is, which explains the douchey dancing. And Eddie Brock, played by Topher Grace, works as Peter's opposite. As Venom, despite his cringy lines, I don't think he's absolutely terrible, and I feel like he is a result of what Peter could have been had he continued his path of recklessness and arrogance and pushing people away. And the Sandman scenes, like I said, they're absolutely gorgeous. The origin of the Sandman is absolutely brilliant with beautiful music and great effects and perfect representation of nonverbal storytelling. And when Peter is confronted by Sandman and he tells the story of what happened that night, I actually cried because that was a genuinely beautiful scene. So I don't think this movie is entirely bad. I think there's some bad choices, but it's still a fun time. It still has some great moments. So, Spider-Man Free, I'm giving you a pat on the back. Alright. Now, away from hot takes, let's talk about our next Spider-Man movie. Okay, going back on hot takes, we're entering the top 7, which I think are the absolute best Spider-Man movies in an alignment that I think works well with both me and the viewer, and other Spider-Man fans out there, which is pretty much the same thing. But, initially, this is still my opinion. So at number 7, we are at Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I think this movie is really good. It's got wonderful animation, great characters, and really fun moments. And Yeah, Miles is a really relatable protagonist. I like his connection with Gren, and I think Kingpin has done really well here. I think the stuff with the Prowler is really cool. The music can be really intense sometimes. I absolutely love the design of Green Goblin. I only wish we had more of him. Doctor Octopus was really cool. Um, Weirdly enough, when I went to see Across the Spider-Verse, my cousin and I talked about who we thought was the worst Spider-Man villain, and he kept on talking about the Scorpion. I love the Scorpion. He's probably one of my favorite villains. What do you have against the Scorpion, man? Kept on saying he was dumb. But I really did enjoy this film, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was well laid, well animated, and I'm excited for the third one. Now, on to the next movie. Number 6, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, if anything, this movie has the one problem I have with the first movie, in the sense that it doesn't take a break sometimes, and sometimes it can be a bit too much. I watched this movie with my cousin, my uncle, and my granddad, and I saw them that I thought they were sleeping when truly they were exhausted because there was a lot to get through, that sort of sense. Maybe because it goes for 2 hours, almost 2.5. But it's probably one of the best written Spider-Man films. It has there's so much emotion to it, and I'm really, really, really excited for the third film. And yeah, this film is absolutely phenomenal. I love the spot. We got him. We got him, boys. He's a major villain again. I was already thinking he was pretty cool before I knew he was in the movie. But I keep on saying that. I need to stop saying it. I'm pissing off the Christians. Anyways, uh, this movie is truly phenomenal, and so far it's probably one of the best ones. Next 5 ones I think are just in my personal opinion, but I am so grateful that we have this film, and I am so grateful we're going to get more Spider-Man movies like it. Well, hopefully it'd be less of a clusterfuck, but I loved this film. This one was really good. The only pet peeve I have is the same thing I had with the last film, some of the modern musics, but hey, that's just because I'm an old man. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. Really good. Yeah. Next one.